Bad news for Jose Fernandez and the Miami Marlins, and really baseball. We have Ozzie Guillen and John Kruk here. It seems more now that the guys that are on the list of Tommy John is now larger than the ones that haven't had it, and they're all big names. Harvey last year. He may not go there, but when you have an elbow sprain, it seems almost inevitable.
Yeah, and that's the scary thing if you're the Miami Marlins, and like you said, for Major League Baseball, because he's such a dynamic player, so fun to watch. You know, he's a guy that when he is pitching, you stop what you're doing to watch because he's that good. But, you know, Ozzie, we were talking about it earlier. You throw that hard and you throw a slider that hard, it's going to eventually break.
You're going to get hurt because when you throw a slider 95, and his sliders, he's break like 3 different spots. You know, he got one very hard, low on the way to strike you out, one for strikes, and he put a lot of stress in his arm. Hopefully nothing happened, but when you throw that hard, it's not too many good news can come in from that.
Right. When you think about what he's been able to accomplish at such a young age, the good news, if there's any good news, guys come back from it and are actually rebuilt better.
Yeah, well, we're not saying he needs Tommy John surgery.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully he doesn't, but yeah, you're right. If he does, you know, it's going to be interesting to see how Harvey comes back from Tommy John. If he comes back better than he was prior, then, you know, the Mets have something special. And if Fernandez eventually does have to have it, you got to think that in a couple of years he's going to be as good as ever.
Well, but that one thing about Fernandez, this kid loves to pitch so much. He loves to compete. He might say, no, I feel better, you know, I can pitch through this. And I think the Marlins got to be careful about that. You know, they don't need it now. I think they was competing very well. I think missing this guy is going to be very, very bad for them. But in the meanwhile, you have to be, you know, tell him what to do and make sure they do the right thing.
Yeah. Keep your fingers crossed. It's not going to require Tommy John, but if it does, the other domino, which you have to think might fall, would be Stanton, who bought into this whole project because Fernandez was there and Eovaldi was there. If there's Tommy John, that's another year away. With John Kruk and Ozzie Guillen talking about Jose Fernandez, I'm Carl Ravitch.